Streets in Zimbabwe are abuzz with Blessed Geza having announced the protest scheduled to take place on the 17th of October 2025 at Robert Gabriel Mugabe Square, and the time set being 8 a.m. In the morning. Zimbabweans in all walks of life are responding positively to this call. They see it as a signal, and most of them see this as a D-Day for Emerson Tambudzo Mnangagwa. This will actually go alongside the ZANU-PF conference, which has kick-started. The Politburo is being delayed today. I don't know what is happening, most probably because of this political, unstable political situation in Zimbabwe. Now, on this live broadcast, I want to interact with this question. Will Chamisa's withdrawal to support the Blessed Geza revolution change much? Will it affect the revolution? Does it mean the revolution would not go ahead? All these issues would be ventilated on this live broadcast. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So ever since Nelson Chamisa yesterday disowned the Blessed Geza call for mass action on the 17th of October, I have seen the supporters of Nelson Chamisa as well as some of the leaders within the CCC, distancing themselves from the comment that he made, saying that comment does not help the country, and most of them saying if he is asking people to disown this Blessed Geza revolution, does he have anything in place? Some going to an extent of saying he has, elections rigged in 2023, now is 2025, and there is no action that he has done. He did not even challenge the election results. The promises of SADC coming to the aid of Zimbabwe did not see the light of the day. And a lot of his supporters saying, no, we will not actually go with him, especially on this one. We are deciding to focus on the common interest. The supporters have actually indicated that with Blessed Geza, they have a common interest. And that common interest is actually to stop the mutilation of the constitution. It is to stop Emerson Tambudzo Mnangagwa's gross corruption with the Zwikanandas. It is also to stop the ongoing political as well as economic crisis that Zimbabwe is subjected to under Emerson Tambudzo Mnangagwa regime. And a lot of people are saying, no, on this one, we may not be ZANU-PF people, but we are supporting the call and the move to remove Emerson Tambudzo Mnangagwa, because stopping to actually give support to Blessed Geza, what this will mean, it will mean that the constitution is mutilated up to 2035. I think Blessed Geza has been at pain saying this is not necessarily their struggle, because they are almost towards the last stages of their lives. What they are fighting for is to leave Zimbabwe in safe hands. That is what they are actually struggling for, and indicating that they have realized their mistakes over the years. Everything that the people of Zimbabwe can say they have been doing APCT, they have realized that they want to correct this situation before they actually depart on this platform called Earth. So a lot of supporters of actually Nelson Chamisa saying not on this one. we are focusing on the Blessed Geza revolution because it promises to actually put an end to Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, and people saying someone who actually stands up against 2030 is the person that we will harness and support. So this is basically what is happening. The streets are abuzz, whilst those who are supporting Nelson Chamisa, they are saying, but we have been there in 17. It has happened in 2017 and nothing actually changed, and also indicating that, but also the problem in Zimbabwe is essentially ZANU-PF. The problem is not ZANU-PF succession. So these are the issues they are raising. As much as they have got their democratic right to do so, of which they have, but people are of the opinion that, of course, in a dirty political environment like ZANU-PF, you cannot get to win everything that you envisage. The struggle is going to actually take so many forms and so many dimensions, especially if we are to realize the much needed change that will strategically put the country at a better position. If we can stop the mutilation of the constitution and 2030 and Chiwenga comes and they start doing something, we will. That's what the supporters are saying. We will do what we did to Robert Gabriel Mugabe. We will do what we are doing to Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, also to him. So the supporters adamant that they have no choice at the moment. If there was someone standing up to compete against Blessed Geza, maybe they will consider that person being an option. But at the moment, there has been no action politically in Zimbabwe to confront the current status quo, which is actually deeply in corruption, and saying Blessed Geza is promising a better Zimbabwe and is promising to fight the current status quo, and has put all the necessary mechanisms to put an end to Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. And people saying we are rallying behind him. Most of the Nelson Chamisa supporters saying they will be in Harare at 8 o'clock on the 17th of October, that is 2025, the day where Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa would be challenged. I mean, we have not had any communication from the state apparatus regarding this matter, and that tells you something, that they are not sure on what to say, because this is not opposition against ZANU-PF. It is only the Barakashis who are busy trying to project the narrative of Mnangagwa and intimidate people. But state institutions are just quiet at the moment. Most probably they don't know how to respond, and if they will respond, it will be through the instructions. But do I see any impact, especially that's the question that I was supposed to answer, any impact if Nelson Chamisa withdrew his support? I think on him, it will impact on him. A lot of people are beginning to question as to what exactly are his interests as a political leader. Opposition has been existing for, I don't know, more than 20 years. And contesting ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF has been rigging elections. And here is an opportunity of the other part of ZANU-PF saying, we want to correct what we have been doing before. And they are formidable, especially in terms of giving Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, I mean, matching his fight politically. And Nelson Chamisa is saying, let's go to 2023, to people who are prepared to go up to 2035 without elections. A lot of people are beginning to doubt whether is it an interest of fighting for political change in Zimbabwe Zimbabwe, or it's all about personalizing the struggle? These are questions that people are having. And guess what? In my own view, I think that does not affect anyhow the Blessed Geza revolution. Remember, I was one of the people in 2017 who was against the coup, but it happened. Others celebrated it. So now it's Chamisa who is against what is bound to happen on the 17th of October. I think he should also be allowed that space to think that way. But in my view, I think it's a political miscalculation. He was supposed to be at the center. And he didn't say anything about supporting or not supporting, but he just reminded, yeah, but if you are doing that, if you are doing, sometimes you don't need to tell people that stop. You don't need to come out openly and say stop. Now, if your child made a mistake, and if you perceive your child made a mistake before, and when he's about to make another decision, you say, remember the mistake you made. What are you saying to your child? What are you saying to your supporters? I think let us not hide with a finger. The simple, what he was simply doing through that tweet was to discourage his supporters from supporting what is happening, because he's saying, remember what happened. This is what this 17th of October is not an issue. The issue is 2023 elections. Let's start there. You see, he was simply saying, don't support this. Remember, we've been robbed before. In simple terms, without beating around the bush. I don't beat around the bush. I don't fear anyone. But that is what he was projecting, and we have to explain it clear to people. This is what he meant. You know, we should not sugarcoat it. Now, negotiating, how do you now, negotiation time with Blessed Geza, because Blessed Geza, when he came out about 6 months ago, I want to address this issue. He asked the opposition political leaders to join him in removing Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. That was the period to actually look for him and negotiate with him. Now he has because no one cared to actually reach out to him. Now he is actually single-handedly with the people whom he is working with, calling for a protest. People are now talking about, it's like someone is in a war. You are now bringing the issue of negotiation. Maybe wait for the war to finish. You will negotiate after. But your chances of your power in negotiating in that regard would be limited. But what I have said is that people, even supporters of Nelson Chamisa, are voluntarily supporting Blessed Geza because he has put out something on the public domain. You remember, social media never goes away. If they make a mistake, we will equally hold them to account. That is what I have always said. Is it a problem to make another mistake again? There is no problem in me in making a mistake as long as you are trying to achieve something. There will always be mistakes. Even Nelson Chamisa has made numerous mistakes, but he keeps on trying. And this time around, people are trying to remove Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa and stop the 20, because 2030, if 17th of October is not effective, it won't actually send a strong message to Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa or remove him. I'm telling you, it will be with us, and it will be here to haunt us for a long period of time. To recover from that, it will take a lot of energy, a lot of strategies. Thank you very much for watching us. I didn't want this video to be this long. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the first one to